Grief killer.
Yeah. Yeah. Baston, we're back. Feels like home now.
Did we get the resurrection stone?
I don't remember.
Yes, I have.
Okay,
it.
good. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Like yeah, mission failed.
So confused.
So, were we to take it back to Michikal? No, wait.
Not first, we don't.
We don't?
First, we get a room.
Well, I mean, it's very forward of you, but I mean,
I think we need to go see in it.
okay, fair enough.
Sarah, are you heading straight back to the...
She says,
To the temple,
"Yeah, I'll take Marco back."
Would you like a hand with that?
No, I mean she's like I mean I've got him and they'll look after him when we get there. So, see you in the morning, I expect.
We'll be there in the morning.
If you're going back to your inn.
Yeah, I think we need a rest first.
Oh, okay. Well, listen. You know, if you
Do
need
not let
anything-
them touch that body.
What, Marco's body?
He is coming back.
Sure. I mean, I'm only gonna take him back and they'll lay him out. But
Don't let them bury him.
No. Oh, our ways are take a little longer than that.
Then don't let them burn him.
No, I didn't mean like that. I just mean there's a period of mourning in between. It's not important.
Well, we don't need to be mourning. He's coming back.
Yeah, I mean, wait till the morning and I can just bring him back.
I got it, big man. Now, I'm gonna go. You have a nice night, and I'll see you tomorrow. If you need anything, you just come find us. You know, at the Abbey. We're always hoping. Okay. And she just turns and starts walking away. She kind of ran out of shit to say.
Is that like the banner above the Abbey? We're always home.
No. But yeah, she slips out of sight.
Okay. Banner above.
Right, we'll head to a Wink and Ale. I need a drink.
Yeah.
Okay. You make it to a Wink and an Ale House. Now it's dark, so what are you using to light your way? Are you using a light spell? Are you using a torch?
I'm just walking.
I can use a light spell.
Okay.
That's what I was using.
You walk up to a Wink and an Ale House, and you notice that the whole place is dark. All the windows are out, door is shut, and on the door is something that I can press yet. Stand by. Please talk amongst yourselves. This can be edited out in post.
Seems like there's gonna need a fireball in to happen. I'm ready.
Oh my god, I can cast silence on Jordan. Sorry, it just came to me as when this is Josh speaking. When Thalar eventually.
No, I think Taylor says that out loud as you walk.
Yeah.
Wait.
Just muttering to himself.
Leisurely breezing through your clerics like fully.
Yeah, I haven't really had a chance. I spent the night that we were in that room studying, but it didn't really come to me that. Oh my god. Problem is, it does make a 20-foot radius sphere. So
how does that spell work?
For the duration, no sound can be created or passed through a 20-foot radius sphere centered on any point I choose within range, which is 120 feet. Anybody inside is deafened, and nobody inside can cast a spell that includes a verbal component. So basically, it's just
all spells.
any spell that requires a verbal component is impossible. It says.
Well, every spell Jordan casts requires.
That's not true. Light doesn't.
Does it not?
No.
Just
neither
like
does-
somatic, or
Yeah, just as a mind material.
Mm.
Let's see. Just for the record, that also wouldn't stop me.
I don't think anything
Now,
stops
now I'm in. Now I'm interested in seeing this. Can
Yeah.
you do it?
I don't just cast it.
You would like to watch a magical fight between me and Taylor. I'm sure you can watch Taylor get his ass kicked.
Take gold pieces on Thalar.
Oh, do you know? I was gonna say I've got all the health. I'll
You
just
can go back to the
I'll
fighting
just keep
pits.
healing myself.
You have, yeah. However, if you heal yourself, you're not doing any damage to me, and I could be a giant ape.
I have bonus actions. This will happen one day. It's not going to happen now because we've got more important things to do, but it might happen.
Also, there is a reason I took counterspell. You have tried to cast a spell back on me before.
I forgot about counterspell.
I don't.
What spell?
What?
What spell did you forget about?
Counterspell. He can counterspell my spells.
Can he?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't. What's the? Yeah, there must be some. You can't. Surely you can't just point blank get every spell counterspelled.
You can't, I'm pretty sure you can't
Can't always
counterspell
it.
silence.
God can. It's a spell.
But if he casts silence, couldn't you not
You can't
cast?
speak the counterspell once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would be stuck.
If I had the first action, I
Luckily,
would.
counterspell doesn't require verbal components.
Does it not?
No way.
Oh, that's overpowered.
You're fine.
I take
yeah.
back that.
Also, even if it did, it's a reaction. He'd have time to do it.
Yeah, I'm not under the spell's effect until the spell is finished.
Oh, well, I can cast it up. Oh, I can't cast 4th level. Okay, never mind. Damn.
Interesting tidbit.
Just you wait. I'll be doing my research.
How to beat level 7 wizards.
I mean, if I cast a spell at 4th level or higher, I can save on it. So, or you can save whatever it does.
I can still counterspell it.
Yeah, but at least then it's only a chance of counterspelling. It's not a dead certain thing.
That is true. I mean,
I've got a chance. So you're saying there's a chance? Don't worry. I'll be looking. This lawful good dwarf will be going through his spell books and just picking out interesting tidbits. Sorry, are you waiting for us, Alex?
No, I'm waiting for.
Okay, I was wondering if it was
PNG.com.
Oh, compressed PNG.
I really want to join the Thieves Guild, but I don't know if Valoran is capable of that.
You're capable of it.
I
but
don't
you
see
just
why
have to
you
decide
wouldn't.
if Valoran would do it.
Well, no, I'm saying like Valoran wouldn't like. He's not a good thief.
well,
At all.
It's not necessarily like picking pockets that they would do. They would also have enforcers and stuff
Yeah, of
like
course.
that.
There'd be muscle. There'd be
Can you pick locks?
I don't know. Can I? Let me
You can-
see.
you. would
That'll be a
need to
rogue thing.
slide- Yeah, everybody can try and pick a lock.
Yeah.
It's slide a pen check.
It would be difficult for you.
Yeah, how's your dex?
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, rogues are mostly deck.
Again, it's not about picking locks. You could just be the muscle.
Yeah,
You could be an enforcer. You could
you
be
could be a fucking hitman, you know?
an extortionist.
Ooh, Hitman.
Actually, yeah. Can we go back to the blind eye?
Yeah. No, because we can't
We
get in.
can't
'Cause
now.
None of us are part of the Thieves Guild.
We left and none of us can speak the stupid language. And
I'm just
Well,
gonna
we
stand
know
there.
one way in at least. We could always just go back to
go
the camp.
back. God no.
We could
Okay,
find
I
a
think I
rogue.
finally got it.
Okay.
So there you are, standing in front of the blind eye.
Hello.
Or, fuck, no, there you are, standing in front of the wink in the alehouse. And the whole thing's dark, and your light spell illuminate the door. And on the door is piece of paper. And you walk up, and you read it.
Oh no.
Downloading. Oh. By. Oh, we know that name. Oh yeah.
Mateo.
On behalf of. Okay, I don't remember that name. Oh. That's the Queen? No, his. Sorry, His Majesty. The King's closed the inn.
That's a really nice picture.
I know.
Sonny passes out in shock.
This is the worst possible news for you.
What about Bradley, guys?
God, did you design the coat of arms as well?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say that's way too much.
Is there anyone on the street currently?
The only person you see on the street is there's an old beggar woman sort of crouched up
That's what I'm looking
directly
for.
across. and you see her, and she says, she sees you looking, and she goes, "Alms, alms for a poorly beggar woman."
Is it in it?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Not what it sounded like.
Not sounded like that. It's not.
Well, do you know what? Homelessness can change a woman.
You know,
I'll take
Yeah.
2 gold coins out of my pocket, and I will say I'll need some information first.
and she says, yes, of course, yes. I know a thing or two about what happened. You see, I was just sitting here minding my own business, and then all of a sudden, these horrible guards came, with big swords and their fancy outfits, and they came in and they grabbed Janet, and they grabbed so nice she is to me, and they grabbed the boy and they grabbed the cook and they took him away. I don't know why.
Where did they take him?
I don't know. That way, and she points down the street.
Sonny came round out of unconsciousness just to hear that the cook had gone as well, and passes back out again.
That way. What's that way?
And she says, well, that at the end of the street, but if you keep going, I guess if you were a guard, you'd turn right, and after a little while, you'd get to the barracks.
The barracks?
Yeah, the town barracks. You know, where all the guards live. And
I know where a barracks is.
yeah.
Oh, Bradley's going to be so sad.
It's just down a piece.
What were they looking for?
I didn't talk to them. I don't know.
You don't know.
They just came in, and then they left with them.
You spend all your time on these streets, and you'd never heard what they were.
Oh,
looking
here,
for?
wait. Actually, I think I do know.
Oh yeah.
And she
And I'll pull out another coin.
and she says, oh yes, I remember. They were looking for some missing folk. They were looking for some troublemakers, apparently, causing all kinds of ruckus, and they thought they seemed to be staying here, and so they took them away. I think I've got and she kind of scrambles around and she's looking. No, I don't have one. But they got all kinds of wanted posters all around. You just walk around, you'll find one on the street. I had one, but I think I blew my nose with it.
I blew my nose. Okay, well that's fine. Thank you for that.
I'll give her 3. Oh, I'll give it 2 coins. I'll say, anything else you've not remembered?
No. Oh, thank you. No.
Fine. Right. I'll give her the 3rd.
And she'll, thank you, kind. And she looks at you and she goes,
2, and then I'll pull out 2 more, and I'll say,
and she goes,
and we were not here.
I am. Oh, don't you worry. And she puts it in her hand, and she's got her little pie on it, and she goes, I'm real forgetful.
Yeah,
And
it seems that way.
She kind of tucks them away into the folds of her ratty dress, and she folds herself up and sort of turns away from you and really badly pretends to be asleep. You can just hear her going. She stops. She looks up at you. She sees you. She goes.
Okay. Right. Well, we're in trouble.
Right, we need to get out of here. We either need to get to the temple grounds, or possibly the pavilion. But I think the temple grounds going to do us better.
But
or we go kick in his door and we'll get him back.
I mean, if we're going to go to anyone, I'm sure I remember Mage Pavilion person, insert name there, said that they weren't very well sided with the royalty, so they'd be less likely to turn us in. And they like you, Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. If anybody
Why
can hear a
wouldn't
cat
they?
yelling.
You said that like there are people who don't.
I just look up silence and
Right, either way, to get to either of those, we'd have to cross a guard post.
Oh, that's a problem. What?
And the beggar woman goes, "Where are you going?"
Oh, I need to get to the. We need to get to the temple. Do you?
The temple. Which one?
Mishkal?
Oh, I can take you there.
Introduction for building a
some way
cryptocurrency
other than
bot in
over the streets?
Node.js.
She says, I've been living on these streets a long time. I know lots about these guards. I can take you to the temple, and we don't have to see anybody.
Forgetful, but you like earning coin, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm a beggar woman. That's all I've got.
Very well then. Let's go quickly.
Says, okay, follow old Bessie. And she runs, like literally runs at a pretty good clip down the street.
That
Oh
old
shit!
Bessie.
Everybody, follow on.
And she's not like not like sprinting, but she's like moving. And you see her.
I'll turn light off. By the way.
Oh yeah. And you see her, and she goes down the street, and she turns right, and she turns left, and she turns right, and then you see the guard post as you cross the main road, and the guards aren't really paying attention. And she goes down a little side alley, and then you find yourself up against the wall. And she's kind of jogging along the wall where there's a little road that runs adjacent to it, and then she comes across a little sort of, it's like a grate. It would be like a drainage grate in the bottom of the wall that's, it's like a little portcullis. And you see straight through to the other side, and there's a little bit of a dip where the sewer runs underneath the wall. And she goes, "It's this way!" And she nudges the grate, and it opens. And she sort of slips through and down and underneath onto the other side of the wall.
Yeah. Follow.
And she, you get there, and you dip underneath, and she shuts the thing behind her, and then you twist and turn through the market town until you make it all the way to Temple Town, to Temple Grounds, and you get there, and you see the Temple of Mishakal, and the lights are blazing. And she stands right behind you, and she says, "Okay, see, I told you I'd get you here."
Well, Bess, you are certainly a woman of your word.
That's me. I'm real honest.
And now
the
comes
coin.
for payment, and I will turn to the rest to everybody else.
Okay.
And she looks expectantly.
And I will give her 5 gold coins for me, and I'll say that's my payment.
Oh. You really... The
think
party
that's good
needs
enough.
money. Yeah, the party...
And she looks at you, Jordan, and she goes, "Is there anything else I can do for you, mister?"
No, love.
He is pretty lonely.
No,
Oh my
love.
god.
I just pay for the services that I need, and that's that. Thank you.
It's all right. I offer all kinds.
Oh god. This Twitch stream is intended for mature audience.
Jordan, shall we leave you for a little bit?
Who wants to see some real roleplay, boys?
Oh, quick into the
Pay the woman.
temple, please. No.
You paid her.
I
You
paid
paid
her
her.
for me.
Yes, and that's all we agreed to.
We followed
She
you.
looks
We
over
didn't
at
follow
Thaler,
her.
and she says, "Hey, I think I've seen your face before."
All right, fine. 5 gold. Here you go.
And she looks at Valoran with a big smile.
Just give her the money.
It's 5. Oh.
And she looks at Sunny with a big smile.
Go on then.
And she
Oh,
puts
you-
it all, she stuffs it all down her shirt. And she goes, "If you ever need anything from old Bessie, you know where to find me." And then she runs off down, and you can hear her going, "Shing, shing, 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 shing."
I know, what was that? That was like...
That's all
40
the
gold,
gold in
or-
her bra. I think you gave her
Yeah.
30 gold in the end.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I contemplated just killing her.
Then you really would have gone full evil. You could have become a rogue.
Oh, let's.
We'll head in and.
Who was it? Thalar.
What?
You have something underneath your shoe.
I do?
Yes.
I look underneath my shoe. What?
Ooh.
Oh, hold on, I
Really
disconnected.
close.
What?
Oh, that's a pretty good picture as well.
Jordan's fabulous
Oh.
adventuring group.
Hold on. Oh my god.
Ooh, I look good. Can I say that?
Hell-
Whenever I see it.
Yeah.
Whenever I see it.
Now,
1,000.
did you hand sketch these?
No, I commissioned my boyfriend to draw you all, and there's more detailed versions I'll get you later.
Ah, cool.
That's awesome.
Really?
These are your mugshots.
Nice. Nice.
Hmm.
This is awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
I gotta
like
say
mine.
this.
I know it's my beard, but it looks like it could have an awesome 8-pack as well.
It's
I know.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
I know it's definitely my beard. Sealed by Melkus Barnway the Sheriff. Okay. Well, I pocket it. Well, I show the others first and then pocket it, so it's at least one more off the street.
Shit.
Yeah, we're screwed.
No, hopefully we can get this all sorted out. We need to approach this in the right way, though.
I don't think we're getting that castle from the king, though.
No.
I'm gonna buy one with 4,000 gold when 3,000 when I turn the other 3.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna cast silence on you.
You don't have it.
I was gonna say, you're just using me as a magical puppet. Let's get into this temple. I'll get rid of this, and then
We
just
need the abbot.
We what?
We need Hildebrand the abbot. So the first person I'll ask, I'll ask for Hildebrand the abbot, and it's urgent.
Yeah, and he bows and immediately whisks you all back through the hospital ward and into a private room. And he shuts the door behind him. And you wait a minute, maybe two, and Hildebrand enters. And he says, "My friends, you have returned sooner than expected, and I am glad for it. It is good to see you whole. Were you successful? Did you recover the artifact?"
The artifact is safe. Yeah. We have some pressing concerns, though.
And he says, of course. I hope you don't mind. It's been 600 years. May I see it?"
What?
I mind right now. We need your help.
Oh, what can I do for you?
Well, and I'll say, can I have that poster, please?
I
Taylor?
give it to him. Yep.
I'll say, well, this for one.
And he said, yes, I had seen those.
Right, so we need somewhere to stay.
Well, you're very welcome to stay with us here.
We'll need possibly someone to speak on behalf of us.
Yes, fine.
An
We've got
intermediary.
plenty of priests.
And I need Marco back.
And he
Sadly,
says,
I'll join. I presume Sarah's got back with him.
yes, he's in one of our antechambers. That one's a bit trickier. We aren't usually in the business of bringing people back from the dead. We heal. Very, very good healers. Resurrection is hard.
But surely you have someone with the skills.
And he says, well, Mishakal has skills, and that's what we'll be doing with the princess, if you've got the artifact. But we can try and intercede, certainly. We will pray on it, speak to Mishakal, but I can't make any promises.
See, praying helps.
Praying
And he
certainly
looks
doesn't
at
help.
Aylar and he nods knowingly.
Madu. These are my people.
Okay, I'll reach into my pouch and I'll pull out the gem.
He immediately, upon seeing it, collapses to his knees and touches his hands to his forehead, and then to the ground for about 15 seconds, and you can see he's very deep in prayer. And then he stands up and he says, "It brings me immeasurable joy to know that our most sacred artifact has been returned. Legend says this stone was no more common than a river stone before Mishakal herself placed a portion of her own divine power within it to serve as a relic for our very first abbot." And he's like getting all teary. I can't tell you what it means to see it back.
And you'll see more of it when we can resolve this. Friends of mine are in prison, and more friends have died getting this back.
Of course, I understand. Many have died to bring this to us today, and we will do everything we can for them. Your friends I don't know anything about, and I cannot promise as much as they're beyond our faith-based concern. But whatever we can offer you is recompense for this great deed. We will.
Start with Marco. Deal with the princess.
I think we need to
discuss
do the
anything
princess
else
first.
since,
Yeah, I think Princess.
Marco comes first.
What happened? Like, did I miss something that you and Marco got really
I
close?
hate idiots that give the life up for me when they don't need to.
Oh yeah, of course.
I
right.
feel an actual debt to Marco, whereas to the princess, I really don't.
We
So-
need her to clear our name, though, don't we, as well?
Yeah, and I feel something for the princess as well. Not that.
Yeah. I mean, Marco's body isn't going any well. Maybe I don't know.
Can I ask him about the situation that we've got ourselves in as being wanted men, and his experience of living in the city and dealing with the sheriff, or his knowledge of the sheriff? How does he feel about the princess and us, with the support of him coming out and trying to clear our name?
He says, well, there's plenty of wanted people in the city, of course. Very few of them kidnap princess. But, you know, I would say that you're top of the list. I've not seen 1,000 gold each in a long time. I mean, you steal a princess out of her own home, and people are going to take notice. Now, you have nothing to worry about from the Abbey. You've done us a great debt, and we understand the story behind all of it. So, no one who worships Mishakal will reveal you to the authority. I know not much of the sheriff. I can't say I deal with the law very often. But I think I think he's probably a bit above his pay grade if someone involving a royal. He tends to stamp things, but he's more of a local guy.
How's the wind?
It's blowing. Just the same as you've always seen it. It's always blown in Inisti. You've been around.
Maybe we need to revive the princess and see what she wants to do about the situation.
And he says, oh, would you like to join us for dinner?
I mean, it's not long since we had breakfast, but yeah.
Free food?
Will there be alcohol?
You were floating for longer. And he says, yes, we have some fine wine.
Then yes.
Good. Come, follow me. Dinner is prepared. And he walks out the door.
Let's follow him.
Yeah.
So you head down some corridors and then eventually up some stairs onto the first floor of the Abbey. And you walk down a long hallway lined with doors, and you see a couple that are open, and they've got some, it's a simple room with a bed and a prayer mat or something like that. And at the end of the corridor is a door by itself. And you see some light coming from underneath. And Hildebrand knocks and then opens the door in one fluid motion. And the room is comfortably large. It's probably 40 feet by 30 feet, and there's a fire in the large fireplace against the far wall. And in front is a sturdy wooden table. In front is a sturdy wooden table. Here we go. And it's laid with plain wooden bowls and goblets, and there's some simple pewter cutlery being nicked with age. There are 2 bottles of wine on the table, and a large roast bird, as well as some other side dishes. And there's a door at the back left, and it opens, and Valinetta emerges, dressed in a simple white dress with some embroidery. And her hair is down but well brushed, and she beams at the sight of you, and she runs straight to Valorn and gives him a huge hug. And she says, "Oh, my stars, I'm so glad to see you alive and well." And she pulls back and looks at the rest of you in turn. She says, "All of you, but you are back so soon. Were you successful? Tell me everything." And she rushes over and sits and gestures you to do the same.
Yes, we got the stone, and we. Jordan, did you give it to Hildebrand, or?
No. I
Okay.
still have it.
Okay, but we do have the stone.
At a great
So-
cost.
Yes, at a great cost. We lost many companions.
I won't pretend that this mission has given me any sort of joy. I hate the thought that I'm causing such pain to the nation.
Well,
Do
with
you-
any luck, that won't be for long.
I hope so. And she looks at Hildebrand and says, when can we complete the ritual? And he says, we will, with permission, and he looks at Jornan and says, be in receipt of the Light of Mishakal shortly. It'll take overnight to prepare it. It's been locked in a very, evil dungeon for a long time, so we'll need some time to get everything ready, and we could do it in the first thing in the morning.
Can we consult her on the situation of us being wanted men and her take on that?
And she says, oh, I know. My uncle is rather upset that I've gone missing, and I've heard that he's dispatched some of the guard to go and look for people, and now I see your wanted poster. I'd love to be able to help, but of course if I revealed myself, they'd just lock me back away in the castle, and then we wouldn't have the opportunity to do this the way that we wanted to.
Oh no, we'll definitely do this first, but we will need your help after.
Yeah, what's
And
your
she puts her hand on Valoran's knee, and she says, you will have my full...
I'm sorry, you cut out.
Oh,
Full support.
she puts her hand on Valoran's knee, and she says, you shall have my full support.
He just wanted to hear the hand on the knee.
And can I ask her, what is her long-term goal after we've completed this ceremony? What does she want to happen?
She says, after the ceremony, Chauntea, she gestures to Hildebrand, will be sated, the wind will stop, my people will no longer starve, and I can go back to the palace and resume my duties, and eventually I will become sovereign, and I will be able to serve in due course. The same plan I've always had.
And your
I do
uncle?
what I must for people. My uncle means very well. He's wanted only to help people of the nation, and I have no doubt that he will continue to do that. I hold no grudges against him. I would do the same thing were I in his position.
Fair enough.
You mustn't think badly of my uncle. He's a very noble man, and he's not the brightest, but he does what he thinks is right, and he does what he thinks is best, and I know that he comes off as brusque, but he isn't cruel.
He's taken a young friend of ours, and if a single red hair on that boy's head has been harmed.
No, I can't imagine it. He's very determined, but he's not evil. I imagine your friends have simply been taken to the barracks for questioning. You were staying at the inn, and if it was relating to that, then they must have taken them down to try and find out where you'd gone, but they wouldn't employ such...
I can't hear anyone. You still there, Alex?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
They wouldn't employ anyone.
They wouldn't. They really, they'll take them down and they'll question them to find you, but they wouldn't torture them. They'd never do anything so ghastly.
We'd best hope.
That's good news, I suppose.
I will do everything I can to release your friends, once the ritual is completed and I can return to the palace.
I'm out of character. Wasn't her uncle the one that wanted to kill her?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Jordan,
Okay. Yeah.
are you going to release that there gem into their care?
Yeah.
What's your condition?
I'll take the gem out and I'll pass it to the abbot.
And he receives it and he gives you a very deep and genuine bow. And he says, I am unspeakably grateful. And he passes it to a priest that's been attending at the side, and he whispers an instruction, and the priest bows and with extreme reverence slowly paces out the door, and he says, my priests will begin preparing the light for the ritual tomorrow, but come, let us dwell on such things in the morning. Tonight is a celebration of our friend's mission and a wonderful reunion with our most holy relic. Please, and he gestures to the food and the drink, Eat, drink, be merry.
Why, thank you. I think we will. You can provide us shelter for the night, I hope.
And he looks at you, and he puts his hand very softly on your wrist, and he says, "My friends, you will have everything we have to offer."
I was going to say, no, get out.
You can get the fuck out of my house.
Oh, well. Thaler's hungry. I don't know about anybody else. Thaler's already at the dining table.
Thaler's eating.
Yep.
And he sits down, and he begins to portion things out onto his own plate. He begins to serve Valinetta, who smiles at him. And she looks over at Valorn, and she pats the seat next to her.
Mm-hmm.
I will, of course, smile and eat.
And you all eat nicely. You spend the evening in front of the fire, pleasantly chatting. Valorn and Valinetta are flirting, quietly amongst themselves. And you, is there anything that you wanted to talk about over dinner? Anything particular burning? I only ask because I want to give you the option.
I don't think I have anything.
I don't think I have anything.
Yeah, you're busy.
Touche.
No, I mean, it's just a waiting game at the moment, so I'm guessing we'll take up our sleeping positions, wherever they may be.
And he says, "Friends, before you go, this is a very special occasion, and I've been saving something for it, and I think this counts." And he walks over to a small chest, and he pulls out 6 small glasses, and he pulls out a bottle of what Sonny recognizes is a very fine port.
You cut out, Alex.
Oh, it's nice.
I like how that's what we lost.
Nice.
Nice.
And he pops cork, and he pours 6 small glasses, and he puts the cork back in. And he picks them up, and he puts them in front of you all. And he picks up his, and he says, "Cheers."
And
Downs it.
Cheers.
Well, he sips it. And he just one shot. No. And it's delicious. It's gorgeous. And you sit there whiling away a little bit longer while you sip your port, and it's really quite nice.
I'll have like a few sips of mine, and I'll say I'm not really in the mood for it, and I'll pass it to Sonny.
Thank you.
And eventually you all conclude, and Hildebrand stands, and then he says, "Come now, you have a big day tomorrow, Highness. One we must to bed." And he gestures at the door, and another priest that's been attending steps forward, and he says, my priest here will see you to your sleeping quarters. I'm afraid it's not very luxurious, but it will serve us for tonight, I hope. We will reconvene tomorrow morning.
Very well.
And he shows Valinetta through the side door and shuts it behind him. And then he follows you, and he zips into one of the doors in that hallway and shuts it behind him with a bit of a nod, good night. And then the priest leads you down, and you each get your own single room, and it's very plain. It's just a bed with a prayer mat on the side and a small table by a window. Yep, you're in there. Does anyone want to do anything before they go to sleep?
No, Thaler falls asleep very quickly.
Jordan doesn't. He's rather uncomfortable in this kind of place.
This is just like the Abbey at home.
Does my room have a window?
Yep.
I'll spend most nights sleeping and just looking out the window.
You wistfully look out the window.
Not wistfully, more attentively.
Yeah, you're fine. You look out the window. You spend most of it looking out the window, and you see occasionally a couple people pass by, a cart, that. And in the very early morning, you start to see the baker, going to work and then coming out with his bread and going towards the market, and then light dawns and the city begins to pick up. The hustle and bustle of the city begins to come. You see the fishmonger coming in with the catch. And it is now distinctly the morning.
Can I take that as a short rest instead of a long rest?
Yeah, of course you can.
Cool.
Well, no, you can take it as a long rest because
I've not done
a
anything.
rest is defined as a period without significant activity, and I would say that staring out the window counts.
Okay.
But you don't actually have to sleep.
Okay. I don't mind being tired.
That's fine.
But
You're a little sleepy. But I tell you what you did notice. Actually, roll a perception check and see if you, because you did roll a 2 last time.
I rolled a 3 this one.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You
So that was
you are
right in.
very sleepy.
Yeah, I still rolled a 3 on a different surface. I hate this mouse, but it's bad for dice. But yeah, okay.
Yep, fine. Okay. Everybody else, eventually, you'll all wake up after a restful sleep. The thing that you notice actually first, Thalar, since you've got the best passive, you notice
Hello.
everything. You look out the window and you see people celebrating. People are running out into the street, hugging each other. They're dancing. They're cheering. Now you roll a perception check.
Okay. Same as my passive, 13 again.
Okay, you notice what I just described.
Yeah. Great.
And you're not.
Right.
You can't put your finger on why. Jordan, you start to see this as well. Valoran, Sunny, it's everybody is coming out, running out into the street. So Sunny and Valoran, roll your check. Because.
Oh, is it right?
I'm still asleep.
Oh, fine, never mind. You get up and you're like, "Is it morning yet?"
Sonny's got 19.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
You see all this cheering, and you look out the window, and what you notice is the wind has stopped.
Ah.
So it has begun.
The wind has stopped, guys.
Oh, that's what that's all about. I had
worked.
no idea. We
So
did
if
it.
worked, we'd best go find them, make sure it's worked properly then.
Yeah, quick. Let's go find Hildebrand.
You run towards the downstairs, and you see a priest waiting for you at the bottom of the stairs. And he says, "Come, you are expected. All is made ready." And he begins to sort of dodder down the hall.
Yeah, I'll follow him.
Well,
and he
that's
leads
something
you-
somebody says before you get sacrificed.
And he leads you into this this huge dome that you came in the first time, and you see the statue of Mishakal, and she's holding the light that was taken from her all those years ago. And
My light.
well, not really. And
Should've
there's an altar in the center of the room, and you can see Valenetta laid out on it in her simple white dress. Surrounding her, the senior priests are chanting continuously in unison, and there's candles are creating a circle around the room. There's a very good Jornan and Thalar, as the magical ones, feel this deep resonating power. Jornan senses it as a power that is unfamiliar to him. Thalar recognizes it as a divine power, faith power.
Oh, nice and warm.
And subtle, not so overt as magic. And the light of Mishakal is glowing softly from its position in her hands. And at the end of the room, Hildebrand wears different robes. You see, normally he wears quite intricate blue ones, but now he's back in white robes, and they're more complex and thinner, and they're clearly occasion robes. And he's got a staff in his hand with an infinity sign on it. And he gives this tired smile, and he walks over, and he says, "Good morning."
Morning, so you finished then?
Morning.
No, we're just beginning, or rather, my priest just beginning. I'll begin in a moment.
Oh,
the-
how long
but-
should it take?
About an hour.
Okay.
But the wind has changed already.
And he says, "Yes, that's because Her Royal Highness no longer with us.
No longer with us?
She's dead. We have to
Yeah.
kill her to bring her back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, forgot that part.
We thought the kindest way was we have the harmless poison that we added to her drink last night, and she passed in her sleep. It was very, very quiet. We didn't want to frighten her, and so now we'll bring her back.
Okay.
You better.
And he says, I've got it on very good word that that won't be a problem. And he strides over to his position over by the altar. And for the next hour, you watch this complex religious procedure. These priests never stop chanting for an hour. They each take their own breaths, but this deep chanting sound resonates for this hour, and it's very atmospheric. And Hildebrand occasionally cries out with something in a language you don't understand, and he's making ritual motions, and he's lighting certain candles, and he you know, he's very deft, and Thalar is overwhelmed by this overpowering sense of divinity, and the light held by Mishakal glows brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. And then in an instant, the chanting stops, and the silence is deafening, and Valinetta sits up and gasps for breath. And she's back. And Hildebrand walks over to her and puts his hand on her shoulder and is speaking to her quietly. And she looks over at you guys, and she kind of gives a weak thumbs up.
I'll go sit with her and ask her if she's okay.
And she says, well, I've never done that before.
I would be shocked if you had.
Did it work? What of the wind?
The wind has stopped, and everyone is rejoicing.
And she sort of collapses back on herself a bit, and she says, oh, thank God. Then this dreadful experience is at an end.
We can only hope.
Are there any windows in the place?
No, this room. There's a giant sunroof that leads up and like shining down, straight up into the sky. But otherwise, there's just doors on ground level.
I just thought it might be prudent to check that the wind hasn't suddenly come back for, you know, our trickery.
You can't tell from inside the room you're in.
Okay. Thalar will slip out
Yep.
and just find the nearest window and check and see if people are still rejoicing and happy and, you know, whatnot.
Yep. No wind. Everybody's still happy.
All good.
Everything's the way you left it about an hour ago. Well, people are less rejoicing now.
Oh, yeah.
But people are still out and about.
They're over it. Okay, yeah, I will go back.
Okay. Yep. You're back. And Valinetta puts her hand on Valoran's and says, I must rest today, but I will do everything I can to make sure that we get your name cleared and get your friends out. I just don't have the strength.
Thank you. Take as much time as you need.
She smiles weakly, and sort of tries to stand and catch herself on the altar.
Help her.
Help her stand up? She's wanting to rest.
Yes, but not here.
Oh,
yes,
fine.
help her.
Not on this horrid stone altar.
I thought she was on a bed altar, like...
No, it's made of stone. I'd much...
Okay, I will help her up to her quarters.
You do. And she gives your hand a squeeze, and then she retires and heads to bed. Hildebrand comes over to you and says, I see that everything has gone as Mikal has foreseen. I'm pleased of it, and I am glad that Inisti can begin to... And I must thank you for your part in it once again.
Well, we're certainly happy to have helped.
Thank you for helping as well.
You already know what we need for repayment.
And he says, yes, I do. I must confess that Mishakal did not come to me in a vision. Right? I wonder if either you, friend cleric, or you, master wizard, have any particular skill with these kinds of things. We don't resurrect people here, we just heal them. Once they're gone, we need a bit more divine intervention.
I mean, apart from
Pretty sure
The
you
same-
just killed that princess.
Yes, but we had it on good authority that divine intervention would be happening. That's why we did it in the first place.
Unfortunately, my skills of bringing people back to life only work, minutes after death.
And
Who's
he
the
turns,
most
and he
powerful
turns to you,
cleric?
Master Wizard. Do you know anybody?
Not in a way that would bring him back the same. Who's the most powerful cleric, or who's considered the most powerful cleric in the city? Who would deal with that?
Well, I can think of. I know there's some people that deal with death, but not in a very friendly way. There's a temple. Allow me to explain. That was very cryptic. There's a temple just down the street. Tiamat, and they're not very nice people, but they are very strong. They might be able to do something for you, but you might not like. I don't know that Marco would be particularly pleased with being brought back that way.
I don't know that he gets to feel anything right now, though.
No, right now he's not really in a position to feel anything at all, of course. But
I mean, I
don't think.
I can ask him. Flex my new cleric muscles.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to go to him.
and he says, of course. And he leads you through a series of short passages, and you come into a simple, small room with some burning candles, and there's a priest that's been kneeling at his side. And he sees Hildebrand come in, and he rises and slips out the door. And you are now in this simple space, and he's left in gentle repose.
Well, this will take a few minutes. I need to get where's my pack? I need my incense. Where's my incense? Here it is. Okay. I light the incense.
Yeah.
That's the material. And cast Speak with Dead.
Okay.
Then let me remember how that works. You grant the semblance of life and intelligence to a corpse of your choice, allowing it to answer the questions I pose. It must still have a mouth and can't be undead. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I get to ask it 5 questions, and it knows only what it knew in life, so that's fine. Okay. Well, guys, what do I ask? I can only ask a few questions, and we have to make sure we ask them right. How would you like to? Should I ask him? Would he like to be resurrected?
I think that's probably the best question.
Marco?
And he sits up,
Ooh,
and he opens his eyes, and he looks right at Thalar. And it's not a lot creepy, because you knew it was going to happen, and, he knows you. But it's a little creepy.
It's a little uncanny valley. Okay.
Yeah, actually, that's a good way of putting it. He's animated, but he's not alive.
Okay. A little bit dead behind the eyes, maybe?
He's moving, but it's not life that's moving.
Oh, okay. Creepy. Marco, given the choice, would you like to be resurrected from death?
No.
Oh, well, okay. don't need the other 4 questions then. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Why?
And he blinks. Says, I didn't do a lot of good things in my life. I hurt a lot of people. I joined the Abbey to try and even the scale. And, helping to bring the light back here, getting you guys out safely. That feels good enough.
But you didn't do that. We did that.
Hold on.
You still got to make amends.
You can't talk to him.
I'll still talk.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say, talk to him, he won't answer.
You could repeat what he says.
Yeah, so sorry, what was your question then?
I didn't have a question.
You didn't have a
Yeah,
question.
you said a statement, okay. you're just beleaguering the dead. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we don't do anything then.
I guess we carry on.
Sorry to the DM for the fact that I forgot to say that answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive.
He says the same thing 3 times. No,
Okay, I mean, we don't have 3 other questions. He's just alive for another 8 minutes until the spell drops.
okay, he just sort of sits there and stares at nothing
That's a bit
without
creepy.
anybody interacting with him.
I mean, yeah, I don't think we need to ask him any unnecessary questions. That seems like a bit of a misuse of the power. Okay.
There's nothing else that you want from him?
Yep, we're not
Fine.
doing it. We're not resurrecting him.
He lays back down.
Okay. I got that slot back, and that slot's gone. Okay. Well,
I need
sorry,
a drink,
Jordan.
and I'll walk off angrily into town.
You step outside into the throng of people, and everybody's way.
I'll just push through until I find a bar.
Phalar chases after him.
What are Sunny and Valoran doing? You chasing after him too? Or you stay inside?
Let's chase.
I'd guess I'll chase after him.
Sunny.
Yeah, sorry, can't you hear me? Yeah, chase after him.
No, I didn't. Sorry.
There you go.
So you all walk outside, and as you're pushing through the market after Jordan, people are cheering, and you push past them, and they look, and then you're getting some strange looks. And as you pass through this crowded old market, more and more people begin to stare, and the crowds are parting, and you see there's a couple guys following you.
I ready my swords in case.
Am I near a bar yet?
You're near the edge of the... Yeah, there's a tavern directly in front of you. It's called the Crossed Axe.
Somebody go get him.
And I'll get a drink.
Okay, you walk in, and you see a tavern. It is cozy. It's not very big. Probably 30 by 30. There's 4 people, a couple dwarfs and a couple elves, a halfling and human, all sat around, and there's a dwarven woman behind the bar, and she serves you a beer.
Like something strong, please.
And she takes the beer back and she gives you a glass of whiskey.
No, that'll start to cover it.
Taylor's still running.
Sit in the corner and start drinking.
Yep. And Thalar bursts in and sees Jordan in the corner.
Jordan! And I run up to him.
What?
We're still
Why are
wanted
you
men.
here?
We are still wanted men, and you just ran for a crowd of people. Public. Crowded people.
Does that seem like an issue to me?
If you don't want to die, or whatever it is they're going to do to us, then yes.
Well, no.
We've got to get back to the temple.
You have seen what I do. They can't catch me. I just want the drink. That idiot should have let us come back.
That was his choice. You heard him himself. He's resting.
But it
He's
was
peaceful.
a stupid choice. There was no reason for it.
A stupid choice to you, but it's not your choice to make.
But if he'd just listened, he wouldn't be dead.
Look, it's over now. It's ended. We've got to get on with it. But you've got to get out of here, and we've got to get back to the temple. How's my persuasion? That's a persuasion attempt, by the way.
Beautiful. Sunny and Valoran are heading over to the bar. Both roll perception, please.
Oh no.
18.
Oh! Valoran fucked it again, but he's still sleepy.
I don't know what is happening.
Yeah.
Thinking about Valentine.
Sunny,
Yeah.
you're kind of keeping your eyes on the left and the right, and there's a couple people following you, but most concerningly, you look across the market square, and you see a woman on the other side of the market at the gate, talking to a guard, and then she points right at you, and the guard looks over, sees you, and begins to push through the crowd, and his compatriot starts to follow.
Okay. What can I see around me?
It's a crowded marketplace. You're backed up against the tavern, and there's a line of buildings at the edge, and people are full blown. They've stopped everything they're doing, and they're like staring at you. And there's some guys in the middle, and they're like starting to put their hands on their daggers. And
is there
it's a bad
anything I
scene.
can, any carts or stands, market
Yeah,
stands I can flip
cart
into the
just
road?
about 30 feet away over by a market stall that's got, the last of some fruit that some guy was unloading.
Okay, so using my quite nimble skills now, I'm feigning drunkenness. I want to rush over and stumble into that cart and spill it all into the road in their
Yeah,
path to cause a diversion.
You spill all the fruit. What was the aim of that?
To hopefully the guards will slip as they try to come after us.
Okay.
And then I turn around to my colleagues and say, we need to get out of here.
It's Three Stooges material.
So, you, Valoran, and Sunny. So that's where we'll leave you for a second. Back to Thalar and Jordan.
Yeah, so I was attempting a persuasion to get him to come with me.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, am I? Okay. What's this, like, contested?
Contest his I don't know,
charisma?
what's a stubborn roll?
Well, charisma's... Is that not the persuasion thing?
I mean, I would let you persuade me anyway. You wouldn't have to roll again.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Okay.
I'm
Did
like,
you consider,
right,
did you consider yourself persuaded?
It was a worthwhile argument. I don't
Okay.
like it, but
Yeah,
I
no.
understand what the point you were making.
Okay.
It's like, so where are the others?
They're outside somewhere. I don't know. They were after us, I'm sure, but I don't know where they are now.
I'll finish my drink quickly and I'll go, like, let's go. And I'll throw a gold piece on the bar.
And the bartender raises her eyebrows and quickly sticks that into the bar.
I'll
watch it as you
walk
walk out.
out the door, and who do I see?
You see Valoran's right next to the door. Sunny's about 30 feet away, hiding behind a cart full of oranges. And everyone and their mums is looking at you. And you see now, you hear a whistle blowing, and you see about 8 guards coming from different directions.
We need to run.
We need to get to the
Are
temple.
they running towards me or towards Sonny?
They're coming towards the tavern.
Okay, I'll cast invisibility at 4th level on myself, Dalar, and Valoran.
And they stop, and then they look at Sunny, and they start heading towards.
Nah, there's not a lot I can do about that.
Okay. Good plan.
But I'll say to Dalar, let's go. We can help him afterwards.
Afterwards? We kind of need to help him now.
There's nothing more I can do.
Sunny legs it using step of the wind.
Yeah, you just fucking take off down the street.
Also, he's the
and
fastest human on Earth.
And the guards go, "Wait," and they start chasing after you, and you nimbly dodge away from them. And you kind of run without care for where you're going. You're just trying to get away, and you find yourself eventually it's in some unrecognized alleyway, and you are no longer pursued.
Can I put my alcohol detecting hat on?
Yes, you can.
And does it find me any?
Yeah, it's pointing sort of back the way you came.
Oh, don't want to go back that way.
I like how that was your first thought, though.
I was hoping to find a friendly inn.
Yeah.
Well, I might gingerly go back in that direction, see if I'm still being pursued, and see where.
As you get to the corner of the alleyway, you see a guard standing in the street, and he's looking all around, and then you see him shout to somebody else and say, "Which way'd they go?" And you hear, "Oh, I don't think they went this way."
It's a real Doppler effect going on there.
And then you see him start coming towards you. Not towards you, but in your direction.
Okay. So, can I see
Could
any
you-
hiding places?
You could just hide behind one of the barrels that you see in the alleyway.
No, I think I'll keep running
Okay, towards him or away from him?
away from him.
Yep, fine. You zip down the alley and you twist and you turn a little bit more, and eventually find yourself on a bit of a sleepy street.
Okay, and
It's not the nicest street.
and can I see anyone around?
No, you don't see anybody. You're against one of the town walls, and there's nobody else on the street that you can see. You can hear some horses sort of clopping with a cart nearby, but there's no one on your.
Okay, I think I would like to find somewhere to hide and use my disguise kit to create a disguise.
Okay. There's a little alleyway leading to the back of one of these one of these buildings, and you could just kind of slip down there, and you'd be perfectly, you'd be in perfect privacy.
Okay, well, I'll start creating a disguise.
What do you disguise yourself as?
A woman.
With a mustache.
Fair enough.
Fantastic. Great. You make yourself up like a woman.
Excellent.
You look very convincing. Okay. Back to the boys. You are invisible, standing in front of this tavern, and people go looking where you used to be, and they're kind of looking left and right. What do you do?
Well, okay, now that we don't have to save him, let's get back into the monastery. The whatever. Monastery.
Okay.
Temple.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Taylor, Valoran wasn't next to us, was it?
No, yeah, I was.
He was.
Alright. Okay, in that case, if you can hear us, I'll say, right, we'll just go back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this
So, we make our way towards the.
Yeah, you push through the crowd, and people look kind of confused as you nudge into them because they don't know where that's coming from, and a couple people accuse the wrong person, and it's all very hilarious. And then you get to you make it back into the abbey.
Where's Hildebrand?
We're still
And the
invisible.
priest sort of goes, "Ah!" and he looks around, and he doesn't see anything.
If we're inside the abbey, I'll let him.
Okay, thank God.
And he sees you, and he goes, "Ah!" And you
Sorry.
He kind of steadies his hand on the side, and he goes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I forgot that, it just happens. Where's Hildebrand?
And he goes, and he just sort of points down the hallway, and he goes, "In his office."
Okay. Sorry again. Have a good day.
He waves at you, kind of. Okay.
Bye. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna go ask him for protection, but I don't actually know what we're doing. We're just hiding out again.
Yeah, we don't have to do anything now, do we?
No, we just kind of need to wait for Valenetta to wake up and be alright and go sort things out. Does anybody want to go look for Sunny, or do we think he's okay on his own?
There's not a lot we can do to look for him. I think,
Yeah, I imagine
Sunny's
Sonny can
crafty.
manage.
Yeah, he's crafty.
Okay,
Okay.
you guys hang out. Let's see
Yep.
what happens with Sunny.
So,
On his own little adventure.
Side quest.
Suddenly a dragon appears.
Uh-oh.
bring it. So Sonny, in his female disguise, would like to try and find his way back to the monastery. So, well, not his monastery. The
that's a long way back for you to go.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's a
really, yeah.
long journey.
yeah.
He
Fuck
says,
you
"Excuse me,
guys."
Where's the nearest boat?
He's like, fuck these guys.
Disappearing on me, literally.
You slip past down a few left and right turns, and you realize after a short time that you are pretty lost.
Yeah. So I need to try and find someone and ask for directions. Is there anyone around?
You see an unassuming looking man over sort of sweeping the front of his stoop,
Hello, good man.
and he looks and he goes, "Hello, madam."
Yes, madam. Could you give me directions back to the monastery, please?
And he goes, "Of course. Yes, of course, madam. It's if you go down this main road, then you'll find it just on the left-hand side. If you turn left 3 streets down and then a right, you'll find yourself back in the market. Would you like some? Would you need an escort? Or are you going to be all right by yourself?
I think I'll be fine. You're a good man.
Of course, madam. Of course. Well, you have a nice.
She's a throat lozenge.
Do you need some kind of lozenge?
No, thank you. Perhaps an alcoholic drink if you've got one.
And he says, yes, of course.
I'll happily take you for a drink.
Would you like to come inside?
Oh, that's very forward of you. I know. I best.
That's
I
where
best.
the alcohol is, you see.
Well, Sonny may struggle with this. What should I roll?
Constitution.
Yeah,
or
Constitution.
Not,
yeah,
not
yeah.
Yeah, roll a Constitution saving throw to resist your base nature.
This is
I'm
gonna
make
be
you do up,
weird.
straight up and down.
13.
Okay, yeah, you are able to tear yourself away. Are you still wearing your hat?
Yeah.
It's pointed inside his house. But you start to turn away.
Okay, and I follow the directions. Thank you. Thank you. Whoops. Whoops. Whoops.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, pal.
And you start walking down the street. And as you turn the corner, you come face to face with 2 guards. And they say, "Hey, you there? Come here."
Hello. Oh, you strapping young men. Just what I've been looking for.
And they look at each other, and they look at you. And hang on.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
Why you keep putting in general?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through and clean stuff up.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. every time.
Yep, and they go, madam, we're looking for some dangerous fugitives, and we think they may have come this way. So I'm afraid until they're apprehended, we must ask you to find an alternate route.
Oh, that's exactly what I came here to tell you. There's a horrible monk, just back down there. He's beating on a man with a broom. It's terrible.
And one of them looks at you, and he puts his hand on his sword, and he says, "Brian, stay here." And he runs down the street. And the other one draws his sword and stands at the ready.
Hmm.
And can I try and convince him to let me go past? This is terribly frightening.
Are they outside our monastery?
No, they're down a side. He's not quite there yet. He only went down one street, so they're a decent length away.
Please, young man, let me run past. I'm terrified.
And he says, I'm very sorry. You have to go down this, and he points down the street, that not the one you came down, but sort of the other end. And he says, you'll have to go this way. I can't let anybody through.
Can I sucker punch him, because he wouldn't expect it?
You would not expect that.
So how would you like me to do this?
Roll a surprise attack.
Can I? So is that with advantage?
Yeah, take it.
Okay. Oh, natural 20. Haha.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
You sucker punch him so bad you snap his jaw.
Roll damage.
Okay. That's 9.
Is that doubled?
No, so 18 in total.
You punch him so hard in the jaw, you snap his neck and he dies.
Oh my god. What?
He was not. He only had 11 hit points.
I mean, you probably could have said before you attacked that you were gonna hold back to not kill him, but
Nope, too late. You fucking snap his jaw.
Well, there goes our bounty.
Let that be a lesson
right
to
in
you.
time and you hear, just coming around the corner, you hear, "Hey, there wasn't anybody there. What the hell?" And you see him draw his sword and he runs at you. Roll initiative.
Roll initiative. Okay.
Oh,
You were the one that I thought would be safest on your own.
I know.
7.
Oh, bugger.
Hey, it still worked,
Hello.
didn't it?
Well, it's 19, so I'll do 7. So the guard goes.
I just need to wee real quick.
Well, I don't think you're gonna miss much. Okay, and he swings at you with his two-handed sword.
Okay.
And he rolls. And he swipes at your bodice. And misses badly.
Wow.
Okay. My turn.
Yeah, your turn.
So I'll use my quarter staff. I can find that.
I think he knows he didn't mute himself.
Oh, a natural 1.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll me a
Oh no.
E100.
A D100.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 12.
Really?
12. Okay. You go to hit him, and on your backswing, you come around, you hit yourself in the back of the head, and you take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
That could have been worse.
Yeah.
It is now his turn.
Well, I'd like to do my bonus action of Flurry of Blows.
Okay, go ahead.
So, and it doesn't cost me a Kai anymore. So, 22.
That'll do it.
And 7 points of damage.
7. Okay, yeah, you hit him. He coughs.
And then the second one from Flurry of Blows is another natural 20.
Oh, good God.
How many have you killed so far?
1. He hasn't yet killed this one.
So 1d6. It's only 3, so double that, 6.
Yep, you punch him and he collapses, coughs blood, and dies.
Oh, okay.
And let that be a lesson to you too.
Who's Sonny doing the voice for at that point?
Mrs. Bloody Doubtfire. Yeah, take 50 experience points for your 2 guards.
There you go.
Oh boy. Okay, you are now alone on the street.
So I'll continue on my way to the monastery.
You,
God, I hope the rest
you make
of
it
us
back
never
to
find
the
out.
market and are greeted by the hustle and bustle of the market.
Thank goodness for that. Am I in sight of my friends, so-called friends?
No, they're inside.
Oh, they're inside.
So
Well,
cool.
you don't see them anyway. You don't know where they've gone.
Right.
The hat is pulling you towards the pub. Your heart is towards the abbey.
So I'll continue my way to the abbey.
Okay, you walk in, and the priest sees you, and he looks a bit shaken, and you're not sure why.
Are you okay? I mean, are you okay? It's me, Sonny.
And he
Are
says,
you okay?
Yes, he I was given rather a nasty start, but I'm all right now. I assume you're looking for your friends?
Yes.
Points down you. They went to see the abbot in his office.
Okay. Can you tell me where that is again, please?
And he says, "I'll tell you." And he leads you down to meet the others.
Thank you.
Hello.
I adjust my breasts as I go into the room.
You look very dignified.
Good Lord, Sonny, what have you done?
And he knocks on the door and opens it, and you walk in, and there's Hildebrand. And he looks up, he's writing, and he takes off his glasses, and he says, hello.
Like, circumstances
And
have changed.
he looks at Sonny, and he goes,
Yes.
I can see that.
We're being actively pursued. They know we're in the city.
It's me,
And
Sonny.
he says, what happened?
Well, Jordan happened.
I may have gone for a drink.
He said, okay. And then what happened?
Well, I
These
mean,
idiots just had to follow me and get caught.
And then what?
look, it doesn't
We
matter
came
what
back.
happened. He's a woman. I don't know why yet we haven't spoken to him. I just wanted to know that your promise of protection still stood.
And he says, of course, although you've put us in a bit of an awkward position now. But yes.
Well,
I
they don't know
think-
we're here.
No one would have seen
I think,
it.
and you hear a knock at the door, and
Uh-oh.
comes in and he says, very sorry. The Royal Guard are here?
I will stare at Sonny.
And Sonny.
Apparently they saw all of the fugitives come through the door, and now they'd like a word with you.
Wait,
you're-
how did they see
Impossible.
us?
3 of us are invisible.
Oh, that's a shout. Apparently they saw a very poorly dressed woman walk through the door. And they've come to ask a few questions of you, your holiness. And he looks at Sonny, and one of Sonny's breasts just sort of flops.
Oh, Jordan,
Things,
how's your invisibility going again?
things got a little emotional outside, and I might have killed 2 guards.
You did what?
You killed them?
As a
Slap them
woman?
over the head. Well, I can't
Pretty
slap them over the head.
They got weak necks. How was I supposed to know?
You killed them?
They were going to kill me.
You don't know that.
They had their swords rushing at me.
Okay, well, you may have known that.
Well, if
Are
we
you
had
a
any help, we
martial arts
know.
specialist?
My breasts got in the way this time.
Like, that's the topic for another day.
And
Jordan-
Hildebrand stands up and says, I agree.
Jordan, invisibility.
I can't make us all invisible again.
Oh no.
That's not how it works.
Friend
Oh.
says, here. And he walks over and he opens a cupboard, and there's a bunch of priest robes. And he says, at least this'll help. And he throws one at each of you. And he says, get as far away from this office as you can in this abbey. And he points at the priest and he says, hide them. And the priest gives a little bow.
Well, if
And,
you know he's
he's
here,
waiting for
one
you
of
to
us
come.
may as well go.
Sorry, you cut out there.
I said if he knows we're here, one of us may as well go speak to them.
And he says, well, then I think it should be Mrs.
Mm-hmm.
Doubtfire.
What was it?
Mrs. Don't Fire.
Iphigenia Doubtfire by any chance?
Yes.
Oh, of course. Right, well, I think it should be you. If you'll remain here, the rest of you can go and hide.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm certainly going to hide.
So-
Yep, and the priest leads you out, and you twist and turn to the back of the garden after about 5 minutes, and he hands you all, one gets like a little trowel, and one gets a little hoe, one gets a little shovel, and he says, I don't need you to actually do anything in the garden, just pretend to know what you're doing.
I mean,
and
we're
stay
here.
behind the bush.
We might as well help out.
Okay. The shed is there, and he points over the little garden, and then he slips away.
Okay. Taylor's gonna go do some gardening.
It's very calming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys are doing some gardening for a minute. Sonny sits patiently, a bit like he's sitting in the head's office, as Hildebrand keeps filling in some papers, and then you hear door opens, and you see a man you don't recognize, dressed in the uniform of the Royal Guard, and another man in the same uniform step in. And he gives a little bow at the abbot, and he says, Your Holiness, I apologize for interrupt, and seems that you've got an unexpected guest. And he looks over at Sonny. What does Sonny do?
And I'm still dressed as a woman, yeah?
Oh yeah, full blown.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about me. I'm Mrs. Don'tfire. Do you want to introduce me, Abbot?
And he says, yes, of course. Sergeant, this is Iphigenia Don'tfire. She come to speak to us about a medical issue, I'm sure you understand. And Sonny, roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
Dude looks like a lady.
5.
Oh.
Your
Dude doesn't look like a lady.
your wig falls off.
Yes, that's what I came about. It's a alopecia. It's terrible.
Nice cover.
And the guard says, of course I understand, Mrs. Don'tfire, but I wonder if you might join me outside. I've just got a couple things I'd like to clear up. His hand is on his sword.
Yes, by all means.
And he opens the door and he gestures for you to step outside.
And is the door still closed at the moment?
No, it's open. He's opening.
Can I sucker punch him, please?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Oh god.
Are you really?
Honestly, I'm not taking the mickey. Natural 20 again.
Okay.
To be fair, he's the one who's got the camera on his dice, so you can verify it.
Yeah, I know. Really, I'm not.
I have them today, actually.
What?
Let's find a better.
Just don't kill him.
Roll for damage, yeah.
No. Oh yeah, go ahead and roll for damage while you
So
while I
that's
figure this out.
5. So double it, 10.
10. Okay.
Just remember to signal for us at some point somehow.
Just
Okay,
FYI,
so-
that's 5 on the die. That's 10 plus 3 or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
That was a 2 plus 3 makes
Oh,
it. So then you double it, yeah.
Okay, so that was 10. And then I want. So 6 and 12. Okay.
Sonny
Okay,
gets a second
so-
attack for free. Am I
Yeah,
allowed
go
to?
on then. I'm all set up now. Sorry.
No, that'd be a miss. That's only 6.
Yeah, that's a miss.
And then flurry of blows.
Yeah, go on.
14
Nope.
and 18.
Yep.
4 damage.
Okay. Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. Next is the one you just hit. He draws his sword and he swipes at you.
Okay.
His mighty sword. Gets 60.
Yep, that gets me.
So then that would be 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And the other one backs him up, and as he finishes his swipe, he also runs forward to swipe at you with his sword for 22,
Well, hits.
and you take 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay. It's your turn.
I will hit the injured one with my quarterstaff. Rolling a 2, so that'll be a miss. Get a second attack. 17.
Yep, that'll do it.
9 damage.
Okay. Good. Anything else?
So he's not dead. I will use my bonus action to do and spend a Kai point to do Step of the Wind, to disengage and run away. So
yeah, you leg it.
I currently have a movement of 40 feet.
You fucking bolt down the thing, and they go wait, and they start chasing after you. But you are much faster. Where do you go?
I'm heading to the garden to find my friends.
Okay.
Who have abandoned me once again.
Yeah, you make it out back into the garden quite quickly, and they're on your heels. But you're putting some distance between them, and you run over straight to them.
The jig's up, leg it.
And you see the guards getting closer and closer.
My plant.
Oh.
Okay. I ready my battle axe.
Okay, I point at the one that I've already beaten up loads. Get him! He's a bastard.
I lunge at
roll
him.
initiative.
Okay, initiative first, okay. I do not lunge. I wait. My turn. Oh, nat 20. So that is... Oh, that's 20. Okay.
Sonny's on 9 in total.
Sonny, you already had initiative.
Alright, okay.
15 for Giannon.
I'm just gonna stop rolling.
Okay, so first up is Thalar.
Oh, okay. I run up and smack him in the face.
Okay, go on.
Excuse me. So that's 12.
No.
Damn. Okay. Bonus action.
Yeah.
Sorry, new spell sheet. Trying to find it. My spiritual weapon one. Yeah, there it is. Spiritual weapon. Cast, and it moves to that target.
Yep.
When I cast the spell, I make a melee spell attack. So that is melee spell attack, just a d20 and
Plus
my wisdom modifier.
Plus your wisdom modifier and proficiency.
Oh, and proficiency. Oh, of course. Yeah.
Same as a range, it's just so it can
Sure.
differentiate between what a range and a...
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, 18.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay, so we'll take 1d8 plus my spellcasting modifier, so that's 6 plus spellcasting modifier? 3? 9 damage.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
He gets hit, and he takes it like a man. And next up is Sunny.
Okay. I will use a Kai point and try to do a stunning strike on the uninjured one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to be a miss. 11.
Yep.
That's a miss.
Miss.
So, and then I use my second attack to do a normal strike. 19.
That'll do it.
And 5 damage.
Okay.
And then I'll
The other guy,
use...
yeah?
Yeah. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to do Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
16.
Okay, 16 is a hit.
and 5 damage. And the second one is a natural one.
Roll a d100.
28.
So you fuck up the punch so badly that the other guy gets 1d6 inspiration.
Oh god.
1d6 inspiration die, I should say, like bardic. Because you flubbed it. It empowers him. Okie doke. Next up is the more injured one, the original guy, who takes his great big fuck off sword and he swings at Thalar, who's standing right in front of him.
Hello.
And get a 16.
Miss.
Okay. And now the other guy who takes his great sword and he swings at Sunny because he's right in front of him. 15.
That's a hit.
Take 10 points of damage.
Ouch.
Next up is Jordan.
What is above me? Like, are there tall buildings around or anything?
You're in the middle of a garden. There's one big tree about 40 feet away, and otherwise there's just sort of low scrub and a wall about 15 feet behind you.
Right. I want to cast Fireball
Okay.
about 50 feet into the air.
Okay.
And I want to yell, "Stop! We're not killing guards!"
Okay. Does this work on the party?
Works on me.
You haven't done anything.
I know.
Thalar wasn't trying to kill him.
Sonny probably was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll need some convincing. Why not? They're trying to kill us.
No, they're trying to arrest us for kidnapping a princess, which we did.
What? We're
And,
not.
and
What?
the
We can't
guard-
have a conversation.
The guard looks over at you and he says, that is true. I had planned, but you should also know that your friend here managed to kill 2 of the town guards earlier, and so we'll be taking him in for that.
You'll be taking us all in.
And he says,
We
super!
surrender.
And he pulls out handcuffs, and he moves to put them on you.
Oh god.
I'll allow myself to be handcuffed. It's up to you.
You are
guys
handcuffed.
what you do.
Do I really have to be handcuffed? I didn't even do anything.
And he says, well, and he pulls out a wanted poster and he says, this right here says, yes, I need to handcuff you.
Where does this all fall in the whole, combat order?
I'm pretty sure. Come.
Combat's done.
Unless you carry on.
I was gonna say I kind of want to whack him upside the head.
Okay.
Sonny's guilty as charged. He's
It's Valoran's turn next.
Okay, so you make the decision then, Trevor.
So they move towards you with the handcuffs.
But
Jordan's allowed himself to do it, so I'm gonna say it, but
yeah, I'll just wait. Well, as they come towards me.
Ooh.
Lauren and then Sonny and Taylor can decide what they wish to do.
I will surrender myself.
great. They put the handcuffs on you too. Top of the order is Thalar.
Oh my god. Last time we got arrested, I lost all my stuff.
You can get
But
more stuff.
I know, I'm lawful good.
When did we last get arrested?
You didn't get arrested.
Sorry,
Is
yeah,
not
sorry.
the word.
Captured.
You got captured by bandits. These are town guards lawfully arresting us for breaking the law. There's
I
a bit of a
suppose.
difference.
Okay, we spend the night in jail and Valnetta bails us in the morning.
Well, except for Sonny. Sonny's probably
I'm-
getting his head
Oh
chopped
yeah,
off.
he's for the chop.
They came at me with swords. See you later. Sonny's gonna do his disappearing act and leg it. Step of the wind.
Yeah. Okay, no, Thalar surrenders.
Okay, Sonny.
Step of the wind. I'm off.
And one of the guards, the head guard, the first guy, has handcuffed everybody else, and he sees you leg it, and he goes, "Fuck's sake!" He starts sprinting after you, and he says, "Tom, get the others to the barracks," and he starts going. So the other three, I'll get to in a second. Sonny's just legging it out through the monastery. Where's he going?
I'm just running, trying to lose him, so turning every way I can. Yep.
I'm just running.
Great. You run up and down, and you find yourself at a staircase, and there's also a long corridor in front of you. Staircase goes up.
I'll take the staircase up.
Good. You're in the same hallway that you were in before, with all the rooms where you were staying, and the one at the end that you had dinner in.
Okay. Would I remember if there was a window in that one?
You had a window. Yeah, you had a window in your room.
Okay, so I'll run into my room.
Yeah, you look out onto the garden.
And what can I see down in the garden?
You see your friends getting led away in cuff.
I chuckle.
Oh, wow.
And I presume the guards. Can I hear him racing up behind me into the?
Yeah, you can hear him up the stairs.
Okay, I jump out the window.
Okay, you land in the garden, and the other guard sees you and goes, "He's over here, John!" And you hear that
John and Tom are the guard.
down the stairs. Yeah, that's their names.
Yeah.
Those are normal names for normal people. And he.
What's your problem? People have those names.
Yeah,
They're not, it's not fucking Slagathor. And he points. Not everything has to be a joke. And he points at all three of you, and he says, "Don't go anywhere now." And he draws his sword and he starts walking over towards Sonny.
Give me my wand and I'll help you.
And he hasn't taken it off you. He just cuffed you.
All right.
He doesn't know you had a wand. He turns around and he says, "What wand?"
This one.
Oh.
Okay, what do you do?
No, I won't.
Cast enlarge.
I'll put it back in my sleeve.
Cast in large.
And he says, "I'm gonna come take that in just a second."
I'm keeping this.
He turns back to Sonny, and he starts walking over there.
Sonny looks for the nearest exit.
Yeah, there's one about 30 feet to your right.
Okay, so I run towards it.
He starts. He does not chase after you, but Tom is caught up coming down the stairs, and or John does, and Tom points and says, "Right that way," and he legs it after you, and Tom comes over to you guys, and he looks at Jordan and he puts out his hand.
I voluntarily handed myself in and stopped the rest of you getting killed. I'm keeping.
And he says, "Sir, I hate to, be contrary, but we are arresting you. It's part of the procedure that we disarm."
No, I'm turning myself in.
Yeah, but that means you're under arrest.
No, that means I'm guest of the state.
That's not really how it works.
Let's go.
And he gives you the up and the down, and he says, "Fine." And he turns and starts walking, and he leads you out the monastery. And you walk through the town, and people are looking at you, and they're giving you the lights, and you can see you can see a couple of guys see you, and they see you're in handcuffs, and they go, and then they lead you through some streets for a while, and you come to the barracks, and they open the gates, and you find yourself in this yard. And he leads you into a room, and they process you, and they take all of your stuff. They ask for your gold, they ask for this and that and the other, and then they give you, writing out a receipt for you.
I was gonna say I want my receipt. Also, is the captain guy with us?
No, he's still chasing after Sunny.
Whoever is, so who's
The guy,
processing
Tom's
us like a side? Tom. I'd say where In It Proudfeather and Bradley these.
And he says, "Oh, I don't make a point of learning prisoners' names. Can you describe them?"
Well, one will be a small servant boy, and one will be an innkeeper woman.
Oh yeah, they'll be downstairs.
Downstairs where?
Down in the holding cells where I'm about to take you.
Why are they being held?
Well, we were trying to find you, weren't we?
Yeah, so why are they being held? Yeah, I was staying.
Well, now we found you. There's no reason for us to hold them, is there?
So they'll be released.
Yeah, of course they are.
Oh, okay.
We're not stupid.
I don't know. You've let the other one get away. He's not that smart.
He's just fast. And the guy with the glasses behind the counter finishes writing your receipt, and he reads out your inventory, and he says, "Name on the receipt."
Jordan, you know who we are.
He does.
And you can add this one to it as well. Oh no.
And he goes over and he hands it to you, and takes your bits and he puts them in a locker and he locks it, and then he hangs the key up on a pre-designated number, and he comes back over and he does the same thing with Thalar, and he says, "Anything else?"
I mean, I don't think so. You've stripped me down to my clothes.
Not yet. And he
You're about to strip me down.
He takes all your bits and bobs and he puts them in a locker. He does the same, Valoran, and he hangs up swords on special racks with ID numbers over them. It's all very official. And then they open some barred gate doors, and take you downstairs, and you see there's a lot. It's a big city, so there's a lot of holding cells. And they lead you back and forth, and then they put you in one with 4 beds, and one of them's empty, so it's you 3. And they shut the door. And the last thing that we'll do tonight is they shut the door, and you all sit down, and you look across, and you hear, "Oh boy, you're here too!"
Hi, Bradley.
Hi, Bradley.
I'm gonna leave it for this week.
Bradley.
Boy, this time change is really fucking with me.
What time is it there?
It's 6:30, but like I was planning on playing 2:30 to 5:30, and then I made plans, and then I was like, never mind.
Oh, well, we appreciate it.
Well, I skipped out on the last one, and I might not make it to the next one, so I wanted to stay for this one all.
No.
All right. Well, hey,
Fair
the next
enough.
one we'll just leave you in jail. That'll be easy.
Ooh. Sad
Lauren
day.
can make some
Forever.
friends.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you,
thanks,
Alex.
Alex.
Good fun as always.
That obviously took a left turn somewhere.
Doesn't it always?
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. We'll start next week with a bang, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Don't drop the soap, Lauren.
Now I really want to be here.
Just to make sure.
just to be
Just to make sure that I'm looking someone in the eyes when I drop the soap.
Jordan, I'm looking at you.
Yeah. That's not going to happen. I'm just going to misty myself out of this.
Can you
I certainly can.
Any material component?
I certainly can.
or somatic.
I've just looked. I can.
Somatic wouldn't matter. You can move.
It's
Oh right,
Lonely.
we're not bound. Okay.
But it has to be 30 feet to an inoccupied. I suppose you just have to sneak out then. I thought
Yeah.
you were going to try and teleport out the wall, but no.
No.
Okay.
Well,
I've got
for next
plenty
week,
of
then.
plans for this, don't I? I mean, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about Sonny.
Well, he's made his bed.
Yeah, he'll save himself.
Sonny, make a new character.
Yeah, have it ready.
Just in your back pocket there.
the-
Another level 7 drunken monk named Bunny.
Sonny.
Named Punny.
The urge to Ray of Frost was quite real. It was quite overwhelming, nearly.
I'm more surprised that Jordan didn't have us run. But
Well, I imagine
We killed
Jordan
the
felt
guy.
really bad about everything, especially
We're not.
Marco.
We're not. we've not done anything. Well, I mean, we have done something wrong, but we're fully justified in it. We're not. There's no need to be killing guards.
This is true.
Well,
Well,
when they come at
if
you
the
with
guard-
swords, what are you gonna do?
Well, you attacked the first one without them coming at you.
No, in the market, they came at
That's
us.
true in the market. The one at the
Yeah,
guard.
they're guards. We are
You
kidnappers
stole
of
the
a royal
fucking princess. What do you think they're gonna do?
They're not just gonna go. All right, boys.
Hey.
Yeah, just come for a walk.
She's stolen my heart though, so
Oh.
she's the thief too.
Yeah.
Oh
try
God,
that.
I hope you get to use that as a defense.
Yeah. I know. We'll try
Right.
that.
But yeah,
Okay.
Gianna's not concerned over the law. We're fully justified. We've got a princess, a queen, and a king on our side.
True
Fair
news.
Sonny doesn't. He killed
Yeah.
you guys.
He's off.
He's an outlaw now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
Okay.
Good night, boys.
All right.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
See y'all.
Good night.
Session. See you later.
Bye-bye.